51 participants arrived yesterday from over 11 different countries around the world, all of them working in the field of either social entrepreneurs or working in the international development space, innovators from a variety of different countries, a variety of different organizations, people from the leading fellowships in the world, and people that started incredible organizations that are leading the world.
I'm an entrepreneur and I also work in philanthropy.
I work in technology. I do startup diplomacy in the Middle East and North Africa. I have a small NGO called Embassy 2.0.
I actually teach classes, social responsibility classes at Siglo XXI University, back in Argentina.
I also work with Sister Cities International. It's an organization that was started 60 years ago after World War II as a way to create more people-to-people exchange and long-lasting peace through building relationships.
The Reality Global journey is a journey that they're going to go through in the next week. Which will essentially throw them out of their comfort zone and really connect them to Israel, to Jewish values, to their leadership, to their identity, and where it all came from and where it's all going, and all in the context of showing Israel as a social enterprise state and what it has to do with international development and how those synergies can be together.
Well, this is my first time in Israel. It's been possible thanks to Reality, and I'm actually trying to learn about my roots.
What do you know about Israel until now?
Well, I don't know that much, I just know like the tourism or the tourist activities. But I wanted to come to this project or this program because I want to know more like the backgrounds and the root about Jewish culture.
It's only been a couple of days, but so far I've already learned so much more in one day about the religion and the people than I have in my entire lifetime. What strikes me as making the Jewish people so different is that they're not competitive with each other. They want to help each other.
There's so much history here, and we have our family traced all the way back to King David, and being in the land of where my family had lived for thousands of years is really inspirational, and seeing what's going on in Israel right now and the way that diversity works here and the technology space is moving, and everything that the history of the country represents is incredibly motivational. It always feels like a homecoming, which is really a beautiful thing to experience.
First thing we usually do with reality groups, and this group did specifically yesterday, was they landed after a 10-hour flight or however long. Some came from like Singapore and New Zealand, Australia, and we go herd sheep. That's the first activity. We go to Neot Kdumim between Tel Aviv and Jerusalem, and they start herding sheep. And we throw them out of their comfort zone. And the reason to really do that is because there's so many lessons that we can learn from our biblical ancestors, from being in how Moses is leading sheep, the shepherd.
We understand that you got off the planes, which were air conditioned, of course, into a new and modern airport, which was air conditioned, and then you went out to the sheep?
We did. We went right out and herded sheep and goats in a biblical nature preserve.
How was that?
It was very exciting and very unexpected. I don't think any of us knew what was going on.
Far from your routine, right? In the office and all.
Far from my routine, my day-to-day. Don't generally interact with animals or nature, and I don't think any of us were wearing appropriate footwear.
How was that as the opening?
It was really great on the breakdown and talking about leadership styles and what it takes to be a servant leader, which is what the shepherd role is, and it was a great way to begin that mindset for us. I think we all come from different styles of leadership, and I think that the Israeli style of leadership is very unique, and it was great to start with that as an exercise.
What would you define as a goal? How do you want them to come out of this tour different than how they are today?
That's a great question. I think the way we would love them to come out is really having a better understanding of Israel. Not just having a better understanding of Israel, because Israel is so hard to understand, but see that what they see is not exactly what really goes on. And it's a beautiful and complex country. That's on one hand, for them to be we hope for them to be ambassadors from what they see. In addition to really deep connection to Jewish values and to where this country has come from. How does it connect so much here around Judaism? around Jewish values. We would hope them to come out of it with a stronger sense towards that. So a lot of these participants have never been to Israel. A lot of them have Jewish roots that have never taken a step into this land. And we hope that after this week they just connect in a way to this country, and that they also find relationships and forge relationships and be ambassadors of their counterparts here, and think about Israel in ways of whether it's investments, creating for themselves those journeys, and hoping to bring that back.